The last session of the industrial economics are related to the industrial policies, different industrial policies, that is the industrial policy of 1948, 1956 and 1991. And this session, that is the 42nd session of the industrial economics, is related to a comprehensive study of all the industrial policies. First one, introduction. Industrial Policy Resolution 1948 to 1991. Introduction. Industrial policy refers to the actions and policies of the government which affects the industrial development of a country. The government can influence the industrial development through influencing the ownership, structure and performance of the industry through policies, regulation, finance, subsidies, incentive and punishment, etc. Industrial policy is formulated as an instrument of industrial growth and development of the nation. Industrial Policy Resolution 1948. First point, industries with monopoly of state. It included the strategic industries, that are the manufacture of arms and ammunition, production and control of atomic energy industry, and the railway transport. These industries had an exclusive monopoly of the union government, and participation of private sector was not allowed. Second point under the industrial policy 1948 is mixed industries, that is basic or key industries. It included 6 sectors, that is coal, iron and steel industry, shipbuilding industry, aircraft manufacturing, telephone, telegraph and wireless excluding radio, and mineral oils. These industries were designated as the key industries or the basic industries, and it was decided that the new industries in these sectors will henceforth only be set up by the union government. Third point is regulated industries. It included 18 industries categorized as important industries and were allowed to remain under the private sector. These category of industries include heavy chemical industry, cotton textile and woolen industry, cement industry, machine tool industry, air and sea transport industry, motor, tractor industry, sugar industry, paper, salt, fertilizer, rubber, electricity generation, etc. So this is about the industrial policy of 1948. So the next part is Industrial Policy Resolution 1956. Before the adoption of Industrial Policy Resolution of 1956, Industries, that is Development and Regulation Act 1951 was enacted. The act empowered the central government to regulate the industrial development through licensing. This led to the advent of License Raj in India. The first 5-year plan from 1951 to 1956, which primarily focused on agriculture and improving food grain production, was about to finish. The second 5-year plan, which was based on the Industrial Policy Resolution 1956, paved the path of development of public sector industries and License Raj system in India. Threefold classification of industries are Schedule A industries. It included 17 sectors which were strictly under the union government. The central public sector undertakings, that is CPSUs, dealt with these industries. Schedule B industries includes 12 industries that were put under the control of state governments, and such industries were to be progressively state owned. The state government did not have the monopoly over these industries, and private sector was expected to supplement the efforts of state government. So Schedule C, all the industries which were not included in Schedule A and Schedule B were under the Schedule C. These industries were left open for the private sector participation. However, the state had the right to undertake any type of industrial activity and production. Outcome and impact of Industrial Policy Resolution 1956. The share of public sector entities in India increased, and the government reiterated its aim to achieve growth and development through the socialistic pattern of economic development. The contribution of the industrial sector into the GDP increased from 11.8% in 1950 to 51 to 24.6% in 1991. The industrial sector growth rate was around 6% during this period, which is commendable. So next part is industrial policy 1973. There were some structural distortions in the economy which called for changes in the industrial policy resolution 1956. It promoted the interaction between the agriculture sector and industrial sector. It expanded the list of industries which were reserved for small scale sector from 180 items to above 500 items. The policy further categorized the small scale sector with investment up to 1 lakh and located in towns with the population lower than 550,000 as per 1971 figures. It also proposed legislation for the protection of cottage industries and the household based industries. So next part is industrial policy of 1977. Upgradation of the technology of small units and providing necessary inputs required by them along with proper marketing strategies. The investment limit for tiny units was increased to rupees 2 lakhs and for small scale units to rupees 20 lakhs and that of ancillaries to rupees 25 lakhs. So next part, liberalization measures taken by the government in the 1980s. Explanation. Exception of the certain sectors from the requirement of licensing and the delicensing of reserve industries. Second point, relaxation in the monopolistic and restrictive trade practice under MRTP Act 1969 and Foreign Exchange Regulation Act FERA guidelines. Third one, the government allowed expansion of firms to ensure economics of scale in production processes to reduce cost. So next part of this session is New Industrial Policy 1991. Introduction. The government announced the liberalized industrial policy on 24th July 1991. The new policy scrapped the limits on assets for the MRTP companies. It also abolished the requirement of licensing for all the sectors except for the 18 specific group of industries, now reduced to 5. It increased the limit of the foreign investment in Indian industries. So we can summarize this session. The policy aimed to reduce and remove the bureaucratic red tapeism which was impeding the industrial growth. It redefined the role of public sector entities and allowed public sector participation in sectors which were earlier reserved for the private sector.